In 1796, a German allopathic doctor came up with Similia similibus curenda. Translated in basic and simple English, it means let like be cured by like. For over 200 years, this basic principle has been the reason behind the success of homeopathy. No painful injections, no bitter pills. All those patients who seek homeopathy for their treatment swear by its painless ways, leading to a good health. Now let's have a look at the origin of homeopathy, its healing powers, and its ever-growing popularity in India. The history of homeopathy dates back to the late 18th century with the discoveries of its founder, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. He spent several years testing a wide range of natural substances such as plants, minerals and metals. As a result, he discovered that patients with certain diseases could be cured with substances that produce similar toxic effects in healthy human beings.
Homeopathic medicines are made from a plant extract or a vegetable kingdom or a mineral kingdom. And I can give an example of onion, for example, which we use in kitchen. And when you tend to cut onions, you see that there is watering from the eyes, or there is a little bit of irritation in your eyes, or there is redness. And we believe, when a patient comes with the symptoms of similar kind, where there is an irritation in the eyes, or there is watering from the eyes, or there is redness of the eyes, we give you a medicine which is prepared from the onion extract, and that medicine is said to help the patient in curing those symptoms.
Today, homeopathy is the second largest system of medicine in the world. It is practiced in more than 86 countries, including developed nations like France, UK and Germany. Setting it apart from other systems of medicine are two of its fundamental principles: individualization and minimal doses.
One of the most important principle of homeopathy is principle of individualization. What I mean by this is that we treat people, not the disease. We take the personality into account, where we go into very much details of how the person reacts, behaves, his emotional aspect of the personality, stress levels, how do he react to stress, and after that we give the medicines. For example, if 10 people come with the cold, they won't get same medicines because their personality differs. So they will get all 10 different kind of medicines depending upon their personality.
The principle of minimal doses arose from Hahnemann's desire to minimize the harmful effects of the medicine. He repeatedly diluted and shook each medicine to reduce its potential to cause harm, and he realized that the more stages of dilution, the greater its potential to cure quickly and without any side effects. However, despite inimitable advantages, controversies have always surrounded homeopathy. Some commentators maintain that homeopathy merely relies on the placebo effect and even go to the extent of calling it a witchcraft. However, the practitioners of homeopathy believe otherwise.
Some people do say that homeopathy is mainly psychological, and we strongly refute that. And there are very simple reasons and examples that we can give you to say why it's not psychological. It's given to children, newborns who are 6 months old, 3 months old, for their teething, for their diarrhea, for their growths. Now they don't know what they're taking, so there's no question of psychology there. Homeopathy is also practiced widely for animals. In fact, at the Sanjay Gandhi National Park, there was a vet who used to give it to the leopards and the animals there. We run a pet care hospital in Delhi as well, where we prescribe homeopathy to animals. Now, animals don't know what they're taking, so homeopathy cannot be psychological.
Let's have a look at the transformational case of Mr. Saeed, who was suffering from sinus for 3 decades and finally found his redemption in homeopathy.
20 साल पहले नोज़ ब्लीडिंग, गले में खराश, क्रस्ट आना, ये सब प्रॉब्लम थे। इम्यून सिस्टम बहुत डाउन रहती थी, लेजीनेस, ये सब होता था और वर्क पे भी इसका इफ़ेक्ट पड़ता था बहुत। इस बारे में हमने एलोपैथी, आयुर्वेदिक सब इलाज किए, इवन योगा कोर्स भी किया, नोज़ का ऑपरेशन भी किया, लेकिन कुछ उसमें फ़र्क नहीं पड़ा ज़्यादा। जब मैं डॉक्टर बत्रा के पास गया, उन्होंने मेरी हिस्ट्री ली। हिस्ट्री में उन्होंने कुछ ऐसे सवाल पूछे जैसे मेरा नेचर कैसे है, फिर वेदर का मेरे ऊपर क्या इफ़ेक्ट होता है, खाने पीने में क्या अच्छा लगता है। ये सब करके उन्होंने मुझे होम्योपैथिक दवाई शुरू की। पहले जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स थे, नोज़ ब्लीडिंग, वो सब ख़त्म हो गए हैं और अभी तकरीबन 90% रिकवरी है, रिकवर हो गया हूँ।
In India, homeopathy was introduced almost immediately after its origin in Germany. Dr. John Martin from Romania visited India in 1835 and treated Maharaja Ranjit Singh of Lahore, who was suffering from paralysis of the vocal cords. The Maharaja's favorite horse was also cured of his ulcer of the leg. Impressed, the Maharaja made Dr. Martin the chief physician of his court. Homeopathic treatment continued to flourish in India, with Parliament passing the Homeopathy Central Council Act in 1973. At present, India is a global leader in homeopathy with 188 teaching institutions, the Central Council of Research in Homeopathy, Central Council of Homeopathy, and 5 lakh practitioners all working to accord a dignified status to homeopathy.
I think the acceptance of homeopathy in India is very wide, very vast, and is being accepted very easily. I know that there are 5 lakh practicing doctors in India. So India probably has the largest base of doctors, homeopathic doctors in the world, which is how they can spread homeopathy to its people. Interestingly enough, in IMRB research done across 5 cities, over a large number of patients showed that 100% of people surveyed knew about homeopathy, and 92% of them believed that it was a very effective science. So that talks about large volumes, large numbers.
Homeopathy's popularity is due to its natural and holistic approach towards ailments. Growing number of people are confiding in homeopathy due to innumerable distinctive advantages over other systems of medicine.
The biggest distinctive advantage of homeopathy over any other system of medicine is the safety angle, and one can be rest assured that number one is homeopathy can be given to any age group. I mean, I can probably give a homeopathic medicine to a 10-day-old child, or even to a pregnant mother, or to somebody who is very, very old.
A group of scientists from IIT Mumbai have even presented conclusive ideas that homeopathic pills work on the principle of nanotechnology.
The significance is that we have shown for the first time that there is a scientific basis to the materials aspect of homeopathy. Now it is possible for others to take on this and show that there is or there is not a medical action based on this, and if there is a medical action, whether the particles that were originally there and are still there in the final medicine, whether they play a role or not.
One of the most recognized names in homeopathy today is Dr. Batra's. From being just one clinic started by Dr. Mukesh Batra in 1982 in Mumbai, the company has come a long way, now boasting of a network of 188 super specialty clinics spread across 100 cities in India, UK and Dubai. Today, people from all over the world visit Dr. Batra's Positive Health Clinic to experience the benefits of homeopathic treatment for any and all kinds of ailments. Let's have a look at Rumana Islam, a young girl who refused to compromise with her hereditary hair loss problem and finally confided in Dr. Batra's treatment.
My problem of hair loss has been for like 4 to 5 years back, since 4 to 5 years, and this is basically it's genetics, because my dad, he has a lot of hair loss problem, and then my brothers have that, and so do I, and because of that, like I was having tremendous hair loss. The reason why I went with Dr. Batra's treatment, because the consultation was quite promising to me, and the way they showed me why I was having the hair loss, you know, with the computer, they showed me like where I've got scanty hair and the density was quite low. They explained me quite well, and that made me interesting. Okay, let me have a go with the treatment once. And then I decided, okay, let me have a 1 month treatment and then I can decide how are the effects and results. And that was really good. I mean, tremendously good. It was 50% less hair loss. So then I decided, okay, that's good, and let me continue with the treatment.
On the other side of the break, we will meet Dr. Mukesh Batra and find out how his hard work and his dedication has contributed to the growth and popularity of homeopathy. Well, it's time now to get some insights from the man who has taken homeopathy to new heights in India. We're here with Dr. Batra, the very man whose name has become synonymous to homeopathy in our country. Doctor, let me start by asking you, what is homeopathy and how did it originate?
Well, homeopathy is based on the principle of vaccination, and it's based on a very simple principle of likes cures likes. So it's very similar to vaccination. It started by a German MD doctor and then came to India, more than 150 years ago.
When were you introduced to homeopathy and how and when did you get convinced of its benefits?
Well, we have 3 generations of homeopathy in our family. My father was a homeopath for 60 years. I practiced homeopathy for 40 years. My son for 15 years. Wow. So we have 115 years of homeopathy legacy in the family. And I think I grew up really marveling at all the benefits of homeopathy.
Dr. Batra, when you started the group, what was your primary objective and what did you want to achieve?
Well, I would say that, in my early practice, I found that a lot of patients who came were actually developing a lot of side effects from modern medication.
Right.
And so I wanted to offer people a safe alternative. Right. Because at that time, it was not standardized. I wanted to standardize homeopathy. I wanted to modernize it. I want to professionalize it and put it on a platform and, build a kind of a scalable model so that it could reach out to many more people.
Is there any one specific advantage that homeopathy has over other medicines?
Well, the single most advantage is that it uses medicines in very small doses, and therefore it has no toxicity at all. And so it has no toxic effects. You don't get liver failure, kidney failure, while on your homeopathic medicines. You can use them long term. It's very safe for babies, for kids, for pregnant women, and even on animals. So it's a great form of therapy which has no side effects.
Certain people say that to use homeopathy you have to get worse than to get better. Is it true according to you?
Yeah. That's not true at all. I think if you have an acute problem, you get all right very quickly. And if you have a chronic problem, it takes a little bit of time. And that only happens in cases where there's a suppression. Like for example, if you're suffering from a skin problem and using a skin ointment, it temporarily covers it and keeps it under check. And the moment you stop using it, flares up. So that's the only reason why people tend to perceive that with homeopathy, things get aggravated. But it's really ridiculous. I'm saying if you're treating a child with fever, right. I mean, it's not that the 102 fever becomes 104 and then comes down to normal.
Absolutely.
I'm saying that's not true at all.
Yes.
So actually you start, in acute problems, you start feeling well very quickly. And the first sign of getting well is a general feeling of well-being.
So, sir, would it be fair to say that it's a good substitute for antibiotics?
Not always, but very often, yes. Very often you can stop the indiscriminate use of antibiotics, especially for acute problems like cold, cough and diarrheas. It can work very well, very quickly and very safely with no side effects.
Well, some people also say that homeopathy is not actually approved science. What do you have to say to that?
Well, there is a certain amount of controversy about homeopathy because of the minimum doses, but time and again it has been disproved. There have been very many scientific papers which have been established all over the world. There are a lot of clinical double-blind trials which are accepted by scientists and modern medicine to prove the efficacy of homeopathy in various disorders, from migraine to insomnia to arthritis to asthma, to hair and skin problems. So there's enough evidence, clinical evidence, to actually prove that homeopathy works very well.
In which ailment or disease has homeopathy been found the most effective?
Well, I think everything starting from pregnancy to childbirth, because there are medicines which can make you have easy delivery, to infants, to pediatric ailments like tonsillitis and bedwetting and those kind of problems, to teenage problems like acne, hair loss, skin problems, fungal infections, relationship problems with teenagers, to adulthood,
so you're
to old age.
Saying everything.
To
you're not
old
going
age.
to choose anything as such.
Well, except for emergencies,
Okay.
I think everything else.
So how much importance is given to innovation and research at Dr. Batra's?
Very much. I'm saying that's the focus of our attention. Yeah, because we believe in actually evolving our treatments and the patterns and processes and systems. We want to get better results, quicker results from our patients. So we have a core team of senior doctors who are all the time innovating, researching, looking at our patient base, discovering new treatments for all ailments, and discovering ways and means on how people can get better faster and quicker.
Doctor, could you also tell us what are your other expansion plans in the coming years?
Well, yes, we are presently 187 clinics, and in the next few years we want to grow to 450. When we started the company 13 years ago as a group, we used to open 2 clinics every year, and today we open 2 new clinics every week. And we're also looking at increasing our international footprint. We already have 3 clinics in Dubai, one in Dubai Healthcare City, one in Jumeirah, one in Al Nada. We are now opening another one in Abu Dhabi and another one in another part of Dubai. We're also entering Bahrain and other, Oman and other Middle East countries. We already have a clinic in Harley Street in London. We're opening a second one in Wembley soon. So we're looking at expanding an international footprint as well for the clinics. And perhaps that would be our focus for the next few years, And through franchisee model, we are looking at getting into Tier 3, Tier 4 cities, which we already have done 47 new cities we've opened in the smaller cities in India. Right. So we're looking at doing that as well. As far as products are concerned, we are presently in the first 1 year of our launch. We in modern trade and general trade. We are already about 5,500 outlets, and we are looking at in the next couple of years to cross 100,000. And we also have about 250 outlets in Dubai and Middle East already. So we're looking at growing that market as well.
Thank you, sir. It was a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you. It was wonderful talking to you. Thank you.
While homeopathy continues to show its wonders, being one of the most effective and least harmful systems of medicine, that too with easy reach. Well, that's all that we have on this show today. Do keep watching CNN IBN. Goodbye and take care.